Hi there, namaste, thank you for joining me. I hope you're travelling okay and your Easter was okay. You got to Zoom or FaceTime or hang out with those you love. So this morning I am going to share with you another of my favourite pranayams. Let's face it, I'm only ever going to share with you things I love. This one in particular I really love, and it's called Bhramari Pranayama. Bhramari translates as humming bee breath. So that pretty much describes what we'll be doing. This pranayama is something that I always practice in term 3 because of its benefits for that time of the year when we're might be feeling a little bit compromised. It's really great for our immune system. So there are lots of benefits to Bhramari Pranayama. One of which, there's 3, I guess, that I'm going to tell you about. Well, the first one is the vibration of sound in the body has a great effect on the body, and you can do your own research about that. There's lots of research around how great sound is on the body. And there's 2 in particular that I really like, that I talk about a lot, and that I think are the 2 main benefits of this practice. The first one is as soon as we add sound to any kind of sound, it increases the length of our exhalation, and that is incredibly beneficial for our nervous system. So increasing the length of our exhalation immediately helps to activate the part of our nervous system that is responsible for helping us reduce stress and to heal and to rest and to digest. So the parasympathetic side of our nervous system. So just that on its own is fantastic. As soon as we lengthen the exhale, we activate this parasympathetic side of our nervous system. And making sound increases the length of our exhalation. So we can actively breathe in and then breathe out longer than we breathe in, and that's great. As soon as we do that, that's great for us. But making sound increases that length of exhalation even more. So do you want to do a little experiment with me just to test that theory? So just simple, we're just going to breathe in and breathe out naturally. And then we're going to breathe in, and on the next exhalation we're going to count how long it takes us to breathe out from the start of the exhalation all the way through to the end of the exhalation. No sound, just deep breath in and breathe out for as long as you can, and count how long it takes you to breathe out. So let's do that together. Inhale. And then take another breath in. Doesn't matter how long your count was on the exhale, so but keep that count in your head. It might be, you don't have to share it, it might be, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. Doesn't matter what the count was, but just remember it. So that was your extended exhalation on a relatively natural breath. So the second little exercise I want to do with that, this time we're going to breathe in and we're going to hum out. And I want you to count how long it takes you to hum out. So just a natural breath in or a deep breath in and hum out for as long as you can. And count how long it takes you to hum all the way to the end of breath. So let's do that together. Inhale. I love it. So for most of you, I think you've probably, at a guess, at least doubled your original number. Some of you may have tripled it, some even more. And so that's just a great little exercise to show how simply making sound, and it can be any kind of sound. When we talk, we breathe much better. We take deep breaths in so that we can talk a lot on the exhale. So humming is fantastic for increasing our exhalation, which is really great for calming the nervous system. So number one. The second thing I love about Bhramari is that it increases the production of nitric oxide. So nitric oxide is a chemical that's produced by the sinuses in the nose. And when we breathe in through the nose, so it's really important that we breathe in through the nose rather than the mouth. When we breathe in through the nose, we take nitric oxide in. It's actually our first line of defense against viruses and bacteria. And just breathing in naturally produces nitric oxide. But when we hum, there was a study a few years ago now that showed that making sound increases the production of nitric oxide 15-fold, which is fantastic this time of the year. And I say this every year, not just because of the Rona, but every year we always do Bhramari in term 3 because it's a great first line of defense against viruses and bacteria and things that kind of make us unwell. So, and I'm certainly not saying, I just want to be really clear here that I'm not saying that it cures anything, but what it is our body's first line of defense against invaders. So it's great to be humming and making sound and singing, all of that stuff. If you've been dancing around to some of the awesome things that are going around at the moment, humming and singing along is really good for you, as long as you're breathing in through your nostrils. So you want to take in the nitric oxide that is produced rather than in through the mouth. It doesn't happen through the mouth. So all of that, lots of good reasons to be practicing Bhramari, and there are more, but they're my favourite two things about Bhramari. I have written a bit more about that as well, so I might pop a link to that blog post in the comments below when I finish. So we're going to do Bhramari a couple of different ways. So I think we'll start with just a simple breath. We'll inhale and then we'll exhale and make sound, and we're going to do that 4 times. So just deep breath in and a long hum out. We'll do that 4 times at your own pace, so you can do it with me if you want to. It's probably easier just to go at your own pace. And then we're going to change it. So let's move into that. So let's just make sure we're comfortable first. You can do this lying down if you want to, but actually when we move into the second phase, it's better if you're sitting up. So you can be sitting any way you like. So I'm sitting up, as always, on a blanket this morning. And you can be sitting in a chair or in an armchair or whatever's comfortable for you. But we want to just make sure that we're settling down into ground. So pelvis, legs and feet are clear and steady on our support. And the exhale helps us with that ground as well. And as we feel into ground and stability through the pelvis, legs and feet, or whatever is on the floor, just allow there to be space through the spine. We become a little bit lighter and longer through the spine. So without the need to hold ourselves up, we can relax the spine becomes light, and we can feel into ground. And when we have space through the spine, we have space for the breath. And the other really helpful thing to help us with ground is to have your hands palms down on the thighs. So from here we're going to take 4 Bhramari breaths. So we're going to inhale and hum out, just for as long as you comfortably can. And as you get towards the end of the exhale, let the lower tummy gently draw in and up. And then you'll take another deep breath in and hum out again. So here we go. You can close the eyes if that feels okay. Breathing in. Resting, pausing after this last one. Maybe just noticing how you're feeling. So you can stay with that version. That's fantastic. It is great. I often do it in the car, just at different times when I'm around the house. But what we can do is also add a mudra into that, a mudra around the head and face that can really help to take our attention internally. Now, a mudra might not be suitable for you if this is the first time you've done Bhramari, or if you're can get a little bit claustrophobic. So what we're going to do is this little part of the ear here, this little bit of cartilage is called the tragus. We're going to put our thumbs on the tragus, and we're going to close the tragus over the opening of the ears, so just to block out sound. And by blocking out sound, so normally when you make sound, we hear it this way, it comes out and we hear it, as well as the sound internally that's happening. But when we block our ears, we're hearing it internally, and it's amplified. So if that feels a little bit too overwhelming, the sound is too overwhelming, when you close your ears, just let go of the mudra, don't worry about it. So there's a couple of different mudras, but we're going to go with a simple one today. So thumbs on the tragus to close the ears, and we're just going to let the fingers roll across the forehead. Now, if you've got any issues with shoulders and you need some support, you can bend your knees up and let your elbows rest on your knees. And we're going to take 3 breaths here, 3 Bhramari breaths. So let's do this together, closing the tragus. Inhale. And after your 3rd breath, just release the hands back down. Noticing now how you're feeling, the effects of the practice. So that second version, or any version with a mudra, I do more as a formal practice. So when I'm sitting for pranayama practice, the humming around, I just hum around anytime. I like humming to music. So both of those can help. Remember, it's the inhale through the nostrils that helps the uptake of nitric oxide, that helps us to fight off bacteria and viruses that we might breathe in. So continue with that. It's fantastic for kids. Kids love it, and it's so easy to teach them, and it's so great for them, especially at night. If they're having trouble getting to sleep, it can really help to calm them down. The humming bee breath, they love it. Kids love it. So it's a good thing to do with them anytime, at night, or if they're feeling a little bit fearful, not sure what's going on in the world, that can be a good practice to be teaching them as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Bring the palms together at the heart space here. Maybe set an intention for your day ahead, a big picture intention for being in the world. May the ripples of our practice touch, heal, and nourish beings everywhere. Namaste, everybody. Have a great week. Bhramari is your practice for this week.